Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I thank this brilliant assemblage of scientists before us. Your testimony has been personally inspiring to me. Historically, DOE's research programs have had the greatest impact when resources are focused on completion of certain goals or missions. Our national debt certainly leads us to righteous funding restrictions at the federal level, and that should lead us to a focus on result and mission-oriented research. In my opinion, this is particularly true for advanced nuclear power. New modular technologies hold great promise and should be a priority for the Department. I believe we should establish a clear set of goals for completing a program leading to the demonstration of new nuclear technologies, real technologies, achievable technologies, technologies that can be deployed. Earlier this week, I introduced legislation H.R. 5260, the Advanced Nuclear Energy Technologies Act, which would set a goal of demonstrating 4 commercially competitive advanced reactor designs over the next decade. Setting mission-driven goals at DOE will help the U.S. regain its global leadership in nuclear energy security, open new markets for domestic power generation, retake a key strategic advantage from China and Russia, and put thousands of American engineers, manufacturers, and tradesmen to work. Further, a robust American nuclear energy sector is essential to President Trump's vision of American energy dominance. Dr. Peters, how can we better utilize DOE's nuclear programs to expedite the demonstration and ultimate commercialization of small modular reactors?
Thank you, Congressman. First and foremost, let me say that I support what you're trying to do with your legislation. As you know, there's similar legislation coming out of the Senate to look at 4 demos roughly 10 years from now. But I'm a big supporter of trying to start to drive the R&D program to cost targets to try to drive down the economics of nuclear systems. I think that's important. So the R&D needs to be done now to help get us to that aggressive demonstration goal that you articulated. I would also want to say that in addition to the versatile fast neutron source, which this committee is already fully supportive of, being able to go actually build these prototype demonstration units would be really, really important for putting us back in leadership position, because other countries are doing this. China's building these, prototyping all of these advanced concepts, so it's very important. The other part of this is that where would you put the demos? A place like INL would be a place you could build these demonstrations. Be happy to do that.
Thank you for your answer. Do you concur that a demonstration of a working prototype is certainly the link to public-private partnership?
It is, because I mentioned earlier about the private sector needing capital, but it's going to have to be a partnership with the government. But I do believe if we get those out to first-of-a-kind demonstration for some of these advanced concepts, that will then enable them to get into the market and move very quickly and penetrate the market.
Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Kearns, you have anything to add?
No, I think I fully support what Mark has responded with. I think we're good.
Well, I have an additional question, a bit that hasn't been really touched on here today. Please respond as you see fit. What steps do your labs take to protect the classified, intellectual, and proprietary information and property from access, copying, and theft by foreign nationals? Any member?
So, of course, at Sandia, as a national security lab, we place the highest priority on protecting our classified. We have very few foreign nationals, mainly accessing only external areas of the lab.
You feel comfortable that your lab is sufficiently protected?
I do. I would say I am as worried about insider threat as I am about foreign nationals.
As we should be. Does anyone else have something to add there? We're very concerned about intellectual property theft.
Yeah, maybe a little bit on the industry engagement, perhaps. I mean, all of us, I'm sure, we have extensive controls in place, non-disclosure agreements and whatnot, so that when we engage industry, we protect that information. And as you heard here, all of us are looking to increase our industry engagement, so that's very, very important. But we all have the ability to control the culture of the labs because we're dealing with classified material throughout our history. I think the industry engagement really is treated in a very similar way. We have to protect this information very, very carefully.
I thank you all for your answers. My time has expired, Mr. Chairman.